Hello everybody, welcome back to another CCSabers video. Today we're going to take a quick guide onto the SM Pixel type sabers. So let's take a deeper dive. So I'm going to show you just the overall exterior of these two sabers. We're going to start off with the emitter here. You'll probably see, unlike the sRGB or the RGB, these have little brass pings inside, which corresponds to the blades, which I'm going to talk about later in the video. But as we move down to the grip, you probably see the button section here. So we have this one button. Well, this button is actually up top here, and it's actually two. So the top is going to be the power button, and the bottom one here is going to be the aux, which again I will explain in more detail later down the line. So now I'm going to show you the pummel, which the audio for this one is amazing. The video that you're seeing will not do it justice, but the audio is just amazing. I can barely hear myself when I have both of these on. Boom. But this is where all your sounds get come out of. You can hear the swing and the blast. But other than that, that is the whole exterior of the Saber. Now we're going to talk about the blades. So now we're going to be talking about the blades here, starting off with this one. This is going to be your more normal style blade. It will come in 36 or 32 inch, and it has the LED light strips on the inside and this connecting piece here. And when you are putting it in, just be aware the pings on the inside are quite fragile, just to let you guys know. I also want to quickly mention, like this saber right here, some of the SM Pixel sabers will come with a special kind of blade, just to let you guys know if you get one of these. So I took both of these sabers apart here, and we're going to just go over the chassis here. We're going to start off with this one. So this one, as you can tell, it looks very similar to the sRGB. We have our board here with the SD card, and of course we have the big button right above it, and we have the rechargeable battery and the charging port and the speaker at the bottom. But that is pretty much it. You can also customize it. You have sound fonts, light fonts, blade style, so many things that you can do with this one. You could customize it to whatever you want. And it's pretty much the same with this one. So you have your 32 gigabyte SD card, you have your rechargeable battery, you have your charging port, and you'll have your speaker here. This one has a little kind of like handle that you can pull out, because this one has a different connecting piece here, unlike this one, which is just one giant long tube. There's also two different kinds of charging cables you can get for your chassis. One, which will probably be the most common, it will be this white cord here, and all you're gonna need is a charging block. Same with this one, but this one is so that you can take out your battery and replace it if needed while your battery is charging. So that is pretty much it with the chassis here. I'm gonna put these back in and put some blades in and show you all the functions. So now I have the blade in, but now we gotta turn on our saber, which you can see it's not on. So all we gotta do is hold
power on
until it says power on, and we wanna turn it on to see how it looks. So I've turned it on like so. All you gotta do is just click it once, and now I'm going to show you the features while it is on. There is clash and blast deflection. Clash is when you just hit it against your hilt, or if you're dueling with someone, it's going to hit against the blade. There's also how you do the blast, which is just hitting the button once, and that is those functions. You can also do color change by turning it on. So 1, 2. So holding it and letting it blink twice, and you can also just turn it off and on using the motion control, which is probably the most fun way to do it. But now I'm going to show you some of the functions while it's off. So say if you want to mute your Saber, all you gotta do is let it blink once, so 1. Now it's on mute. I'm gonna do it again so that we can hear some of the other functions that is being put out audibly. So 1.
Volume high.
So now we're on volume high. Now I'm going to show you the ignition style, which if you let it blink twice, that's how you change the ignition style. So 1, 2.
Phaser ignition.
And that's how you change the ignition. And again, it's going to take a while. It has taken me quite a while to change from blade to ignition. It's going to take a lot of practice, but you guys will get it. But speaking of blade style, I'm going to teach you how to do that. So you got to let the button blink 3 times. So 1, 2, 3.
Rainbow blade.
So there we go. It is on infinite blade, even though it just said rainbow blade. You could tell just by the color difference here. But that is how you change the blade style. So now we're going to move on to the presets. Just to let you guys know, if you already have set a ignition or blade style, it's going to overwrite it. So for example, I have the ignition style and the rainbow blade going on just to show as an example. So we're going to turn this off. And now we're going to let the button blink 4 times for the preset. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're at the Anakin. As you can see, there is no blade style and no ignition style, but that's how you put the preset on your Saber. For this one, it's a little bit weird since you have 2 buttons, and more particularly this one. So for the ignition style, you're going to hold the power button. So you're going to hold
Cross ignition
until it says the ignition type. We're going to turn it on. There we go. And now we're going to turn off using the motion control. There we go. So now we're going to switch the blade style here, which you're going to be using the aux button for. So you're going to hold
pulse blade
to the blade. So now you see it blinking here, which I feel like this one shows it very, very well. Now we're going to turn it off like so. So now we're going to do the presets here. So for this one, you're just going to click it once, and that's how you're going to change it. It's going to very much similar to the 1 button style SM Pixel. It's going to overwrite ignition and blade style as well. So now there we go. As we turn it on, that is what your presets are going to look like. Other than that, that is pretty much it for the presets and the ignition style for the 2 blade button SN Pixel. So I forgot to mention that these Sabers do come with an app. This will be your little guide when you get the physical Saber. But I am currently on the app right now, and you can turn it on and off via the big button. And you could also switch the font, color, and so many more. So once this is on, I'm going to show you. This one. So now that it's on, we have the blaster. We have the lockup blaster. And then you also have the clash, which you could do on your phone. And so many. You can change the blade color. So we're going to switch. Since we're on like a preset, it's just going to show like the preset that we're on. But you can change like the effects, the volume. So say if I want to go down.
80%, 70%.
So now I went down to 70%. But you could do so many things on here. This is just barely on the tip of the iceberg for like all the stuff that you could do on the app. But other than that, that is the main features. You can connect it to your Bluetooth via your phone using the app. You can also just use it with the button or buttons, depending on the Saber that you get. So we got a couple questions about these Sabers here, and I just accidentally turned it on, but we have a couple of questions about these Sabers. One is the battery life. So if you're using your Saber constantly, the max is going to be like 40 minutes. But if you are just using it sporadically for like photos or for like cosplay, the max will be like an hour. And for charging the battery, it'll be like 3 to 4 hours. Just to let you guys know about that. And another question is these kind of sabers, so like the SN Pixel saber, is good for hard dueling? The answer is yes, unless if you want to spend a lot of money on just replacing blades, then that is your answer. But we recommend doing like light to intermediate dueling so that you don't like constantly spend money on blades. But other than that, those are the main two questions that we get. And of course, you'll get like your ignition, blade style, and it's very vibrant when it comes to just like visuals. Those are the main 3 questions I see. But other than that, that is these 2 sabers. Well, it looks like it's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, click this video right up here. That means you like this kind of style video and you want to learn about the previous one that you did. So we did, which is the sRGB. So it's gonna be up here or down in the description down below. I don't even know if we put it out yet, but it is a good video. If you like those kind of sabers, it gives you a little bit more detail of those. And any other video that YouTube recommends will also be up on screen. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, and share, and tell us what other kind of style of sabers that you like. We already covered, like I said, the sRGB and now the SN. And just let us know. And I'll see you in another video. Bye, guys!